Welcome back to Moonlit Path Tarot. So today I think we'll just switch it up a little bit. I don't think these videos today are going to be too long. I think I just kind of want to see how are they feeling about you. Well, this will be for the person on your mind. What do they think or feel towards you at this time? All right, Spirit. So for the collective, what does the person on their mind, what's going on with the person on their mind? What are they thinking or feeling towards the collective at this time? What is the person, okay. The Tower. So you guys, so the Tower is like forced change, right? So it's basically, I mean, I don't know how well you guys can see this from up here, but it's lightning striking the Tower, animals in disarray, everything's crumbling, right? So you may have had some kind of Tower moment with this person, which basically just means some kind of forced change that feels unpleasant, but is ultimately necessary. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles, they feel your absence. I don't know if this is somebody from the past. Let's see. I mean, I'm assuming it is, since we're pulling out the Tower. I don't think a new person would view you as a Tower. What else does the person on the collective's mind think or feel towards them at this time? Okay. That you may have been treated unfairly, or that you deserve to be treated more fairly, and that you're strong. Let's see. What else regarding the collective does their person think or feel towards them? Okay. Queen of Wands. What else does the collective's person think or feel towards them? Okay. So they're viewing you as confident. Maybe somebody who, you could be a Libra, they could be a Libra, or a Leo, or an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, possibly a Pisces. So I'm getting that some kind of forced change. They're viewing you as somebody who was either treated unfairly but remained strong and confident through it all. And they either want some kind of new beginning with you, but it's causing them some kind of fear or anxiety. Not that this is fear or anxiety. This is heavily about trusting our own intuition, and it's about illumination, things coming to light. What else does the collective's person think about them at this time? Coming to a stalemate or a decision that needs to be made. Okay. So this is somebody, communication, they could want to communicate with you, but they view you also as the Queen of Swords. Somebody who would just cut them off if they actually tried. Let's see. What else does the collective's person, okay. Wow. I'm not going to take these three, but I will take these two down here, or this one here. Okay, so some kind of ending. This is obviously somebody from your past. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. So this is somebody who's fair, who will communicate with you, but not somebody who will cut you off. Somebody who will take her sword and cut you off the second. Like, she just doesn't have time for that. She's got time for that. She'll fight you all day. She don't got time for that shit. So they're either viewing you as somebody who maybe you guys used to get into arguments and you used to go back and forth with them, but they're viewing you as somebody who will no longer do that. And the King of Swords is somebody who's very logical, somebody who's fair, but somebody who doesn't rule with emotion. Let's see, how else is the collective's person thinking or feeling towards them at this time? Four of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so they may view you as not being able to let what happened in the past go, or protecting yourself. This isn't a bad card, but it could be that that they think that you wouldn't even give them a chance if they came back. But they also view you as the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who, a lot of queen energy, queen. They're viewing you as the queen, somebody who's confident, somebody who's strong, somebody who is either an entrepreneur or just basically has all of her home and finances in order. Some kind of secrets. Oh no. Okay, this doesn't actually mean secrets, but it could just be that, oh, okay, Spirit, no coincidences. So maybe they're keeping secrets from you. I don't know. It's possible. But it basically just means hidden information, knowledge of the occult, and using your own intuition. So they would view you as somebody who's either very esoteric, somebody who leads with their spirituality, and somebody who maybe can see right through them because her eyes are open even though they're closed. She can still see everything that's going on. King of Cups is somebody who's very balanced, somebody who's very emotionally vulnerable, somebody who is emotionally mature. So they're looking at you as a queen, all three queens, somebody who would immediately cut them off, not go back and forth with them, somebody who maybe used to go back and forth with them, but remain confident through this Tower moment, and somebody who has everything together that they possibly don't. So let's see, what's going on? I want to get a different deck here. What's going on? What is this person want with the collective? Because it looks like they view you as all these great things, but like, I don't know, do they want to come back even? Because maybe they don't. Maybe they're just going to stay away. And I don't know. That could be a possibility. We'll see. Not collective. Spirit, tell me about the collectives, the person on their mind. What action, do they want to take any action towards the collective? Do they want to come forward? What action, if any, will the person on the collective's mind take towards them in the near future? What, if any, action, Spirit, will the collective's person take towards them in the near future? Ooh, no. We're not doing that. No. That's nice and all, but no. What, if any, action will the collective's person... You know what? I don't even want to ask that first. First, I want to ask, how does the collective feel towards this person on their mind? I want to go there first. Before we even decide to start talking about what action, if any, will they start to take. They may not take any action, but you may not even want them back. You know what I mean? So they may want you back. They may want to come back, but I'm not. Let me find out first how you feel, right? This person on their mind regarding the collective, how does the collective feel towards the person on their mind? Two of Pentacles, that something was out of balance or needed to come into balance. What else? Wow, Five of Swords, unnecessary conflict, drama, arguing. What else does how does the collective feel towards the person on their mind at this time? How else does the collective feel towards the person on their mind at this time? Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Can't shuffle for crap today. Yeah. Okay, Eight of Cups. So this could be somebody who walked away from you, somebody where it was out of balance, somebody where there was a lot of conflict and arguing, and somebody who ultimately, because how you were viewing them, I mean, you could have walked away from them. That's very possible. You could have been the one to walk away from them, but how you're viewing them or how you feel about them, you may just want to leave them in the past and you may not want them to come back. The Emperor at the bottom of the deck, which is divine masculine, which if I had pulled this and it had come out upright, which is usually how I tend to read, I don't really read reversal. Sometimes I do, but not always. But the Emperor in reverse is somebody who's controlling, unfair, narcissistic, you know what I mean? So this could be about a divine masculine. Again, there's no gender in tarot. We all have both within us, but take it as it resonates. How else does the collective think or feel towards the person on their mind? Knight of Swords. Okay. So Knight of Swords is about communication and like rushing towards communication, but I don't necessarily, you may want them to communicate with you. Let's see. Does the collective want communication from the person on their mind? Eight of Wands. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's see. Yes. So it looks like, yes, you would want communication from them. And if not, this just may not be your reading. Again, everything won't resonate for everyone. But Eight of Wands is a card of communication, right? Especially when it comes to like love messages, but it's an action card. It's speed, velocity, quickness. So like quick incoming messages. So maybe you would like them to message you, but I'm not really necessarily, maybe it's like a thing where you would like to try this with them if they were different somehow. But if they're not different, then this is just not going to work out. Bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. So they could be a Pisces, you could be a Pisces, but this ultimately talks about an intentional pause. It's not in this deck because there's no tree in this deck, but in my Light Seers Tarot, it's like willingly suspending yourself from the tree of life to gain a different perspective of some kind. So you are either wanting them to have some kind of different perspective on what occurred and why, or you're trying to gain some different perspective regarding this situation, but ultimately a different perspective of some kind is needed. So when it comes to the person on their mind, does the collective, let's see, how do I want to ask? If the collective's person had changed in the appropriate ways, would the collective entertain them coming back around? Would the collective entertain the person on their mind coming back if they had changed? Okay, the Hermit. So yeah, you would definitely entertain them coming back if they had gone in. Okay, so the way I just talked about the Hanged Man being an intentional pause, this is an intentional retreat. So this is going within to find the answers or the wisdom that you seek, right? It's basically going within yourself to quiet the outside noise of the world and listening to your own inner guidance, your own inner voice. You're finding a way to balance yourself internally. So If they had changed, you would definitely entertain them coming back, but this isn't very much a card of, you need to have spent some time on your own. You need to have, with this time that we've been apart, realized what happened, what went down, and how to change it, right? So let's see. I want to know one more for what would the collective like to happen with this connection? What would the collective like to happen with this connection, Spirit? Queen of Swords. Okay. So ultimately, 2 Queen of Swords. Ultimately, you would like communication, but you're not going to entertain it, and you'll cut it off real fucking quick if they don't come back correct. Because the Queen of Swords is all about cutting people out of her life with the quickness. She is not about arguing. She is not about bickering, going back and forth. She is, nope, this is how I feel, and if you don't respect it, you can get the fuck on, bitch. Bye. So yeah, bottom of the deck, Judgment. So Judgment is about transcendence, right? It's about being honest with ourselves about how or why something happened, and it's about transcending to another level. So this is all about transformation, honestly. So this person could be religious. It doesn't have to be, but if they are, you are wanting some kind of judgment day from them. And I don't mean that like you're the one providing the judgment day, like you're God or the judge, jury, and executioner, but you do have expected them to go within and find these answers on their own, right? And so if they came back, let's go into that. If they come back, are they different? That's what I want to know. I just want to know. And obviously everybody isn't going to resonate with every single thing that goes on here. So wow, again, bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man, intentional pause, 3 of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, broken heart. They could have broken your heart. Swords is about, it's air, right? It's air energy. It's mental, it's thought, it's intellect. So having a broken heart is more than just physical pain. It's mental pain, right? They could have hurt you in ways that you may not be over yet, or that you may never be over. And if you were willing to get over it, some kind of upheaval would need to be occurring here. So let's see, Spirit. Regarding this person on the collective's mind, if they come back, what energy will they come back with? Wow. Some kind of new offer, a new beginning. Let's see, bottom of the deck, again, 8 of Wands. They want communication with you. They want to offer you a new start. This is earth energy, so they could be an earth sign, but it's also about coins, pentacles, money, physical things, right? So they could want you to move to them, or move to you, or move back to them, or move in with you, like going to get your own place together, or maybe just simply being a better provider than they had been in the past. What energy will the collective's person come back with, Spirit? What other, wow. Okay, Sagittarius. They may be a Sagittarius. This is about temperance, patience, the yin to the yang, harmony, balance, duality, right? So bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Lots of heavy earth in here. They may be an earth sign, lots of swords. They may be an air sign. However, 8 of Pentacles is about hard work, right? It's like student energy. It's honing your skills, honing your craft. It's ultimately about putting what we've practiced into real life, right? It's what we've learned over here translating into real life over here. So if they came back, they want to start over. They want to be patient with you. If they weren't patient, if they were hot-headed, quick-tempered, just not valuing you, right? Like sometimes we don't know what we have until it's gone, right? And so sometimes we look back on the way we behaved, or like the way we were impatient with people, and now that they're not here, we really, really like kick ourselves, right? And wish that we had responded differently, or that we had done things differently. So I'm getting that they're wishing heavy that they would have done things differently. And if they do come back, it is possible that, you know, they may be different. I'm not getting any real like negative, like cheating on you, or like, you know, like just doing the most awful dirt to you. I'm getting like arguments and conflict, right? And walking away from what no longer serves or suits us, and ultimately something that was forced. So they could have like left you, and now they miss you, right? And if they had another chance with you, they would not fuck it up. Well, and this is what their higher self is telling me. Because listen, if you ask this person this right now, they may never admit this to you. This is ultimately what your higher self, your God package, your angels, your ancestors, their angels, their ancestors, their higher self are telling me. So internally, this person would want to try to make more of an effort if they came back, but I don't know. Let's see. Spirit, will this person come towards the collective, or will this just stay in their head? Will this person come towards the collective, or will it stay in their head? Again, wow. Whoa, son. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna say this. Y'all might be a Gemini. There's heavy twin energy coming out in here. You could just be an air sign, or this could, you know, it doesn't have to be. Take it as it resonates. I don't always love to call out the signs because some people get heavily focused on it, but again, twins, fucking King of Cups, the Fool, and then we'll talk about the rest of these. The Moon, right? So you've already had the Moon once. So if this person, because what was the question I asked? Would the collective's person come back, or will this just be something that they think, or will they just like, will you be the one that got away? You know what I mean? And no. If you want this person to come back, they are coming back. And you are ultimately, I'm just a reader. I'm here to just read the cards, not to tell you what to do. So if you don't want this person back at all, and you're like, Moonlight Path Tarot, I don't like him, I don't like her, I don't ever want them to come back, then this just might not be your reading, right? But would they come back? Yes. Five of Cups. Again, heavy regret. This is like a let the world burn. I am so upset. I'm so sad. I don't care about anything. I don't care if my bills get paid. I don't care if I eat. I don't care about anything because I am so sad, depressed, and regretful, right? They want a new beginning with you. The Fool is more than just a new beginning, though. It's taking a giant leap of faith and not knowing how it'll turn out, right? That's why this is a card of like naivety, but not in a negative sense. This is very much a card of, I want this to work out, and I'm willing to take such a big leap of faith without knowing the outcome. I don't care what the outcome is. At least I'll be able to say I tried, right? They ultimately have some kind of I don't want to say anxiety, because nine of cords, you may have done a cord cutting on them, or just any kind of cord cutting ceremony, which may be beneficial. If you haven't done that, you may want to do that. But not anxiety. It's Nine of Swords is more the fear, anxiety, like affecting your dreams or sleepless nights, things like that. This is more like the High Priestess, like trusting your intuition. Like if it feels right, then do it, even if you can't see the outcome or how it'll turn out. Because you can't see anything in the dark, right? That's why it needs to come to light. So the Moon is here to illuminate the things in the dark. And even then, they still don't look how they look in the daytime. So this is ultimately about relying on your own intuition. They view you as a soulmate, and they want a family with you. That just is what it is. They do. They messed up. They know. They regret it hard. And I'm not saying you were some like perfect angel who never did anything wrong and they were just the big bad wolf to you. I'm not that kind of reader. But ultimately, I am reading for the person that's clicking on the video, right? So if this person, I'm sure, if I asked them, was the collective perfect? Did they do anything wrong? They would tell me a million things that you did wrong that they didn't appreciate, right? But they're not here. You're here. So all I can do is read what's being put down. So I'm not saying that, you're the problem in the relationship, or even they're the main problem. You guys could have both been the problem for all I know. But what I know is they view this as a tower. Something changed. They are now on a different trajectory, and they miss the fuck out of you, and they wish they had done things differently. And if you give them the chance, they want to do things differently. Whether or not they do that, bottom of the deck again, King of Cups, whether or not they actually do that is something that's a remain to be seen, right? Because people can want to change. That doesn't mean they will, though. They can come in with the intention of changing, and then things go right back to how they were. I'm not saying that would happen for you, but what I am saying is that use your intuition. Be the High Priestess with your eyes open while they're closed, so that so you don't have to have this fear, this worry, this anxiety. Once you see that it's not going the way you think it should, be the Queen of Swords and cut them the hell off and move on with your life. And if you don't want to do that, then you don't have to do that, So what I will do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and pull some initials, and if you get either your initials or the initials of your person, comment it. Tell me all about it. I'd love to know. All right, so for some initials, we have B, V, U, J, L, G, T, Y, H. we'll just do it like this. Okay. Ooh, another B, another T, R, E, S, O, Q, K, Z, F, we'll get a couple more, N, R, P, A. All right, we have two B's, Y, K, V, H, Z, U, R, F, J, E, N. Your name may be Jen or Jenny. L, S, R, G, O, P, yikes, T, Q, A. All right. We got GOP, DOJ. I'm like, well, they could work for the government, but hopefully not at this time because yikes. But, you know, you can't control the job you have whenever the current administration is whatever they are. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't have the luxury of that. So that is where I will leave this for you, collective. And as always, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. And I forgot to say, feel free to check back for the next one. Bye.